reverse diet last year was harder than prep itself, and this year it's been the complete opposite. Hi everyone, I'm Marietta. Welcome back to Bodybuilding Chart Notes. Today's chart note is comparing my reverse diet this year to last year and why the experience has been so different for me. Subjective. Last year, I actually found prep to be pretty enjoyable. Being in a deficit felt structured and manageable. The reverse diet, on the other hand, was the hardest part retrospectively. I felt very out of sync with my hunger and appetite, and honestly, even just my usual relationship with food at times. Objective. Going into my show last year, I was eating around 1,200 calories for about 3 months and extremely active. Climbing 2-3 times a week, swimming 1-2 times a week, yoga 1-2 times a week, and every day I was walking 2 hours, and this was just all part of a very active lifestyle. So overall, very high output relative to very low intake. Post-show, during the reverse diet, I could stick to my structured plan about 6 out of the 7 days without much issue. But when it came to my off-plan meals and my refeeds, I found it really hard to regulate my intake. It just felt like a flip switched in my brain, and suddenly I just wanted all these foods that I had been limiting, not even just like in prep itself, but like foods that I just didn't even really eat prior to bodybuilding. Things like burgers and fries and pizza suddenly became extremely appealing. And that disconnect felt really uncomfortable. For about 2-3 months, it took time for my hunger and my appetite to normalize again. Assessment. Looking back, my body was simply trying to recover from the very high output, low intake, and also layering in some travel. It was just kind of the perfect storm for that kind of response. And even though my weight gain was controlled at about a half a pound to a pound every 1-2 weeks, internally it felt much more chaotic. This year was very different. I came into prep with more muscle and a much more supported metabolism. I was losing about a pound a week at 1,500 calories, with the exception of like the last 2.5 weeks where we had to push a little bit harder. And just much more intentional with and much more moderate with my physical activity level. Because of that, this reverse diet has felt significantly more chill. Plan. Right now, I'm about 1 month post-show. I'm back up to my maintenance calories. We're using carb cycling around my training and climbing days, and I'm sitting at about 1.5 to 2 pounds above my stage weight. Moving forward, the goal is to maintain a leaner body weight for a more extended period of time, especially since my body feels comfortable here. It's not fighting us or the reverse or the maintenance calories. Continuing to support metabolism with adequate intake and carb cycling, and just keeping structure in place while allowing some flexibility to come in over time. What's been helping this time has been being more metabolically supported pre, during, and post prep, and keeping my meals consistent at home with foods that I enjoy, and just being more intentional with when I do choose to eat out. Closing reflection. The biggest takeaway for me is that last year, nothing was necessarily going wrong. My body just needed time to recover. This year, we're able to